It is the Brookside Clydesdales. 6 splits to this class. We are expecting 28 entries. Next, from Listowel, Ontario, Canada, it is the entry of Carson Farms. From Ocala, Florida, please welcome the Grandview Clydesdales. The gates are closed, drivers on the rail at the trot. And we are reversing with the Brookside entry. Darren making that diagonal cut. I apologize, Dusty. I called you the wrong name there. Dusty started our reverse with the Brookside entry. And down to the walk, drivers, down to the walk. And trot on, drivers, back into the trot. And we will be lining up with the Brookside entry. Dustin will start our lineup. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome heat number 1 into the arena for the supreme showdown of our 6-horse hitches. Our judge is going to review these hitches. We are not backing them in the lineup as we customarily do. We will do that when we have our top entries coming back in. So in these classes, as I said, you're going to see 6 divisions to our 6-horse hitches, and then our judges will be placing the class in its entirety because we are part of the Classic Series finals. So we will place this class in its entirety, but of course, we're not going to be able to fit all 28 in here. We're going to give it our best shot to get as many back in as we can. So we hope that you take a close-up look and cheer on your favorites. Our judges making their reviews over these hitches, watching them working on the rail, studying their action, their movement, their performance as a 6-horse hitch team. You want everybody working together in the lineup, looking at the conformation, the presence of these horses. Shannon, if you would make your way out to the right, we are going to start dismissing this section. Making their way out first from Ocala, Florida, it is the entry of the Grandview Clydesdales. From Listowel, Ontario, Canada, it is the entry of Carson Farms. And representing the great state of Wisconsin, it is the Brookside Farms. Anyone here from the Sparta area? Well, that is the wagon you need to cheer on. Just a little bit about this class. It is our Supreme Showdown class, which means we are bringing the geldings and the mares together. They are going to go head-to-head. Again, all of those horses that have competed in the gelding class and the mare class now coming in together for one Supreme 6-horse hitch championship. If you thought it was a little lined up and crazy at the food vendors today, I'm telling you, I probably would have paid 20 bucks for a hot dog if I could have went to the front of the line. But I'm just comparing that to the amount of traffic and all of those that are congested out there trying to get into the arena, and our ground crew working diligently to make sure safety is our main concern. We do ask that if you're on the rail, you keep your arms, your hands, your feet, everything back off of the arena. We don't want to distract any of our horses. Tonight's program sponsored by Parnell Ranches of Sandpoint, Idaho, and Neogen. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great state of Iowa, please welcome the TF Clydesdales. Once again, representing the state of Wisconsin, it is the Stillbrooks Clydesdales. From Springfield, Illinois, we are welcoming the Double Shoe Clydesdales. Our gates are going closed. On the rail at the trot, please. And Mr. Jake, you are going to start our reverse down in the corner with the TF Clydesdales. And down to the walk, please. Down to the walk, gentlemen. And trot on. Back into the trot, gentlemen. And we are going to be lining up as you make your way around. Jake, you are starting that lineup down at our ring steward, please. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome round number 2 into the arena. As our judges review these hitches in the arena, we do want to again thank our title sponsor, Chesapeake Petroleum. We also want to thank those who are our sponsors of the day. That includes Parnell Ranches of Sandpoint, Idaho, and Neogen. Thank them for being such great supporters of our Clydesdale show. When reviewing these horses, our judge looking for a pattern, looking for a large wheel team, the team close to the wagon, a slightly smaller team in the middle, the swing team, and a slightly smaller yet team out front as the lead team, looking for that gradual decrease in size. But when you get to that lead team, they may be the smallest of the bunch, but they are the most active, the most animated, and they are the ones that are first seen by the judges and the spectators. Mr. Mike Taft going to be leading our dismissal, starting with the Double Shoe Farm. Out the gate, if you would, from Springfield, Illinois, Double Shoe Farms. Next will be the Stillbrooks Clydesdales, the Merle Brooks family with Darren exhibiting. TF Clydesdales joining us from Iowa, Gladbrook, Iowa. Jake doing the driving, his wife Katie, his assistant for the TF Clydesdales. Our third heat is lined up and will be coming in momentarily. We do want to give a shout out to my left, way up at the top there, right above the American flag. That is our international guest area. Those are the folks that traveled the greatest distance to be here, coming across the pond, taking several air flights to get here. Thank you so much to our international guests for being a part of our World Clydesdale show. Truly saluting the home of our Clydesdales, many from Scotland, Ireland, England, the UK. Thank you so much. And our third heat ready to make their way in. The signal is that they are now making their way in. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome our next entry? This is the entry of the Stahlheim family from Amory, Wisconsin. Andrew doing the driving. And trot on, please, back into the trot. And starting with the Stahlheim entry, we will be lining up. And ladies and gentlemen, heat number 3 now in the lineup. Would you give them a nice round of applause? Again, our judges reviewing the entries in this division. We have 3 judges that are working in our arena. Our 3 judges include Gerald Alabach, Ryan Black, and Jason Hansberger. They are working independently. They each have a scorecard, each judge looking at their own merit, looking to see what they see in the class, what they are a judge for. In these classes, sometimes they might be an action judge looking for action. Sometimes they might be a judge that's looking for more confirmation. They each have their own judging style. But once this class is done and they turn those cards in, we will then add all the scores together to come up with your overall supreme winner. So giving them time and an opportunity to walk past each and every one of these hitches. All right, we are going to open the gates, and Junior Klein is going to lead us out of the arena with the entry of Glenview Clydesdales representing Michigan. Brand AAA making their way out all the way from Caledonia, Ontario, Canada. Caledon, Ontario, home for Brand AAA. And from Amory, Wisconsin, the entry of the Stahlheim family. Clearing the way for our next group to make their way in. You will see our judges making detailed notes on their scorecard. This is a big honor, ladies and gentlemen, when we crown our world champion overall 6-horse hitch. And we do that because of our sponsors of this show, including our title sponsor, Chesapeake Petroleum, Victoria McCullough. Also, thank you going out to our sponsors, Hallamore Clydesdales, Neogen, Burger Barn, Express Clydesdales, Anderson Farms, and Hunting Creek Farms, as well as Budweiser. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the arena from Ontario, Canada, the entry of the McLaughlin Clydesdales. Express Clydesdales of Yukon, Oklahoma. And the Hastings family joining us from New London, Iowa. And all the way from British Columbia, this is the Emperor of Carlaw Clydesdales. And we are going to be reversing with the McLaughlin entry. Our drivers making that diagonal cut across the arena, giving them an individual pass in front of our judges. Down to the walk, please. Trot on, please. Trot on, drivers. Starting with McLaughlin Clydesdales. Ray, you are going to lead our lineup, please. And ladies and gentlemen, our powerful round number 4 of the 6-horse hitches. Make them feel welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, just some fun facts about our World Clydesdale show. We had over 100 classes scheduled, which is a new record for the World Clydesdale shows. This year we offered barrel racing, jumping, and dressage, also a first for the World Clydesdale show. Over $200,000 in premiums are on the line for our World Clydesdale show exhibitors. We are having over 130 different exhibitors and breeders registered to be participants at our World Clydesdale show. And we are soon going to be giving away a custom-built hitch wagon. It's going to one lucky individual, and we are just about an hour away from giving away that beautiful wagon. So lots and lots of great things are first here at the World Clydesdale show in Madison, Wisconsin. We are going to be opening the gates. Doug, you are going to lead us out of the arena. This entry making the trip all the way from British Columbia, Canada. Take out the McGibbon family, please. From New London, Iowa, it will be the entry of the Hastings family Clydesdales. Express Clydesdales, the pride of Yukon, Oklahoma. And representing the province of Ontario, the McLaughlin Clydesdales. Our next division now making their way into the arena. This is the entry representing North Carolina. It is the Hunting Creek Farms. From the state of Maryland, it is the Sutler Post Clydesdales, the Mass family. The Meyer family from the state of Ohio now making their way in. And we are now welcoming our final entry in this division. It is the entry of the Bain brothers, Glencoe Clydesdales from Pecatonica, Illinois. On the rail at the trot drivers. And beginning with the Hunter entry. Chip, you're going to start our reverse in the corner. And down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And now back into the trot, please. Drivers trot on. And beginning with the hunter entry. As you make your way around, Chip, we are going to be lining up, starting with the hunter entry. I don't want you to fall in. Into the lineup, drivers. Hey, Bill, come up here. Our hitches now making their way in. In this class, ladies and gentlemen, the geldings and the mares going head to head. Would you please welcome our 5th division into the arena? As you see, our drivers have a handful of lines. Those lines that are laced through their fingers are the steering wheel for each and every horse in this hitch. The lines are coming out of the bit of the horse's mouth, going back to the driver's hand. Our driver has individual control over each of these horses by those lines. You will see that they often guide these horse teams into the corners at different times by making the adjustments in their lines. And as they're parked here, you will see what a long group of leather lines going back through their hands and extending back over the seat. And our drivers, very powerful gentlemen out there handling 6 tons of true horsepower.
Well, that's too bad.
That would probably be the person I'd want to go to.
I'll leave this up here for you.
All right, our judges are making some notes on their class. We have one more heat. They are telling us one more division. We're going to open the gates. Mr. Logan Bain is going to lead us out of the arena. Logan doing the driving for the Bain brothers, Glencoe Clydesdales. Again, these hitches are making their way back up the hill to get turned around. We do have a traffic pattern, and I know that sounds kind of silly, but with this many horses moving in and out of the Coliseum, we have a pattern that they are following. It's many one-way streets. Haven't had any traffic directors try to stop a hitch yet, but thankfully they're all moving where they need to be. Our final division will be coming in momentarily. Today, again, we thank our sponsors of the day. That includes Neogen and the good folks at Parnell Ranch in Sandpoint, Idaho. I didn't know there was such a chorus in Wisconsin. I think that should be the kiss cam. I think we should focus in on some couples sitting together. Oh, there's a kiss cam. Oh, you see those people on the left? He's grabbing him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from College Ward, Utah, the entry of High Point Clydesdales. The McEwen Farms from Ontario, Canada. Resting Spirit Clydesdales from Essex, Ontario, making their way in next. And joining us from Three Nations, Ontario, the entry of the Burger Barn. Rockin' Hill Clydesdales making their way in from Kewaunee, Wisconsin. The gates are closed on the rail at the trot. And starting with the high point entry, we are going to reverse. Freeman will lead our reverse. Again, you'll see our exhibitors making that diagonal cut across the arena. It will look like they are going head-to-head against the opposing teams, but they will pull back to the right, finding their spot on the rail, going the opposite way we started. Stop where you are, please. Drivers, stop where you are. Stop where you are, please. Got a little piece of equipment in the wrong spot there. We're going to make sure to get everything done and done right. We are going to open the gates, correct, Mike? Is that what you said? Rockin' Hill Clydesdale's proudly supporting Pink for the Cause. We appreciate your support in making breast cancer awareness decorated out in the pink. Unfortunately, a few issues there, but we are going to make sure everything is okay, and safety always our first concern. As the gates close, we are going to get everybody moving once again, moving at the trot, please.
Do you know how many barrel races?
Starting with the high point entry, we will be coming into the lineup. Please, high point is going to start our lineup. And ladies and gentlemen, our final division now in the center arena. Would you please make them feel welcome? We did get a final figure brought down to us for our Make-A-Wish Pass the Bucket. When we passed those buckets and those bags earlier during the class, we raised over $4,500 for Make-A-Wish. Adding that to our anonymous donations, we are now able to provide wishes for 2 Wisconsin youth. So thank you so much for your generous support. Well, the hard work is done. Our judges have seen all 6 heats of our 6-horse hitch Supreme class, where we are going to be crowning your overall world champion Supreme 6-horse hitch, bringing the mares and the geldings together. Our Supreme 6-horse hitch class today is sponsored by David Anderson Farms. David Anderson, we truly appreciate your support. And honoring our Supreme 6-horse hitch contenders, David Anderson Farms, your class sponsor. With our 3 judges, they are working on finding out who they want to see in a drive-off. When you have classes of this quality and this split into so many different groups, our judges will ask to see a few of them back on the rail. This will help them make their final placings and their final decision. And now it's getting together and finding out who is going to be in the drive-off. Being in that top drive-off is an honor for each and every one of these drivers. To come to a world show and have competitors side by side of this quality, again, just being here and being a part of our competition, such a success and a blue ribbon drive for all of our exhibitors. While our judge is making their final decisions on our drive off, we do have a Clydesdale enthusiast here celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday to Chris Olson. I don't know where you are, Chris, but happy birthday going out to Chris Olson from Illinois. And it looks like our judges diligently working. We're getting some close-ups of our drivers, getting to see the lines that are run through their hands. Eric, you're a movie star. You're on the camera. He'll be signing autographs after the show. Trevor, you're now on the big screen. Anything you want to tell us?
No.
Freeman, anything you want to tell us?
Leave me alone.
This is your 15 seconds of fame. Well, if the judges don't hurry up, I'm going to start telling stories. Somebody did ask me earlier, you don't keep notes, and we see you just keep calling these people out by name. I have to tell you, I know most of these exhibitors very well, and one thing about our Clydesdale group is that we're all family. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody looks out for each other. You come here and you feel safe. The kids can run around the barn. You literally feel safe letting your kids go and play with the other kids that they don't get to see unless they're at a horse show. And getting to know the families. I see people cooking together, sharing tack, sharing equipment, letting others borrow pieces from them. That's what it's about with the Clydesdales. One family that all comes together to support such a great industry. So nice to know all of them and to have them and be able to call them all friends. What a collection of over 680 Clydesdales gathering here in Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm only giving you what you need. I'm trying to give you the best. Yeah.
We do want to remind all of our exhibitors as well that Mr. Ken Seams is our official photographer. Ken, working with Michelle over in our Halter Arena, have captured thousands and thousands of photos here during our World Show. He has his trailer available for you to go in and view all of your proofs. I have seen his work. I know this man, and they are truly, truly moments that he's captured here in the arena that you will treasure forever. So exhibitors, I hope that you will take time to go back through Ken's trailer. It is on the Isle of Budweiser. It's in that main lineup of campers. He's the third camper down. You can't miss it. Flashing lights, plants. He's set up housekeeping here. So make sure to go see all of your proofs at Ken's Camper. Louie, you lost the mustache. Yeah, and the yellow suit. All right, we are going to be opening the gates. 3 hitches are going to be making their way out. That will include the Burger Barn, which is today driven by Mr. Clark Gregg, his brother Louie, his assistant. Joining us from Six Nations, Ontario. Next is the entry of Rusting Spirit Stables, Eric Guyman and his wife on the seat. Joining us from Essex, Ontario, the Farrow family. Trevor McEwen doing the driving for the McEwen Farms of Fergus, Ontario. And we are going to be leaving the High Point Clydesdales from College Ward, Utah in the arena. This will be our first contender in the drive-off. And now the fun of finding those hitches that our judges want to see back out in the maze of 6-horse hitches. Looks like the horses are doing a little jig there. Oh, Lord, now our judge and our photographer are wanting their 15 seconds of fame. Gerald, don't you want to join in? Ryan, don't act like you're ignoring me. And ladies and gentlemen, in our drive-off, please welcome the pride of Yukon, Oklahoma, Express Clydesdales. From Listowel, Ontario, Canada, Carson Farms. Did we tell you, drivers, that you have to dance on the seat now? Brand AAA Cattle Company making their way in. I think there's one more to come, so drivers pay attention. I believe there's one more to come. Our music coordinator said, Jason, this song is for you because you always want to dance with somebody. And ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome into the arena the entry of Hunting Creek Farms. On the rail at the truck, please. All the way down past Express, all the way down, if you would. You see our drivers getting in there tight. We are going to accommodate as many as we can here in the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first drive off. Would you give them a nice welcome into the arena?
I let them know that.
It looks like our judges making some final decisions. We do have to say we have had a tremendous showing with our judges. They have worked very diligently with big classes, early mornings, late nights. All of our judges have done a splendid job. We have Mr. Gerald Alabach joining us from Pennsylvania. We have Mr. Ryan Black representing Ontario, Canada, and Mr. Jason Hansberger, our head judge from Ohio. These three gentlemen now turning in their cards, and we will be accumulating the scores. In this class, again, the mares and the geldings coming head to head. Our ringman, the Hegeman brothers, have worked diligently. You've seen them running across the arena from end to end. We've kind of got a system. We don't even have to make calls on the radio. We kind of know how we can do this together. So Bill and Buck, thank you so much for working so hard in our arena and our judges making their decision. I think we're going to pull James out a little bit to make some tighter corners here. Margot, he's going to come out and circle around and get in a little tighter, because we're going to try to accommodate as many in this arena as we can. I tell you, when I say get in straight and tight, these drivers can turn these 6-horse hitches around in spots we probably couldn't turn a Volkswagen around in. But talented drivers, beautiful Clydesdales, what a better way to spend a Saturday night in Wisconsin. How many of you are here for your first ever World Clydesdale show? Well, was it what you expected, ladies and gentlemen? And how many of you have been to all 4 world shows in North America? Well, I'm telling you, it has been quite a ride to showcase the Clydesdales. My first world show was in 1999 in Carp, Ontario. Then we did our shows here in Madison. Madison has been to the home of our Clydesdale World Show here in the United States. Last time we traveled to Canada, to London. So nice to have you joining us if you are first time or if you've been here over and over. What a beautiful, beautiful way. You take a look up at that jumbo cam, you are going to see our film crew taking a ride, giving you the heads-on look of what our driver sees when maneuvering our 6-horse hitches around the arena. McLaughlin Clydesdales coming in first, followed by the Glenview entry. Drivers straight and tight into the arena, please. Carlaw Clydesdales next in front of the announcer's stand. The Burger Barn, the Hill family. McEwen Farms making their way in. Resting Spirit Clydesdales next into the arena. Grandview Clydesdales making their way in, followed by the entry of Brookside Farm. The Stahlheim family of Amory, Wisconsin. Stillbrook Clydesdales, the Merle Brooks family. Bain Brothers, Glencoe Clydesdales, Crushing Trance making their way in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have fit as many as we can here in the arena. At this time, I always say, if you look down to that gate area, you will always notice an influx of people coming in and out. Those are the crews. Those are the ones that are working in the back of the stalls, helping to get these horses ready. They don't often get recognized. But tonight, as we salute our crews and our exhibitors, our drivers, and all of these exhibitors, please put your hands together and thank all of them for all of their work in bringing our 6-horse hitches in the Supreme class to the arena. And while our judges are finishing their final scores, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda. Amanda's got some good interviews, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what we've seen here in the arena.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm here with Jessica Crenell-Menard. Is that right?
That's totally right.
Perfect. And we got caught a little bit earlier on the dance camp. Testing. Oh, there we go. We got caught earlier on the dance cam, breaking out our moves. But you came here to perform in dressage. How was it?
It was amazing. It was a great inaugural event for dressage at Worlds. I couldn't have asked for a better experience here. This is also my first Worlds show experience as well, so it was amazing.
Well, it was the first dressage class at a world show. That's pretty amazing, right?
That's phenomenal. They pulled it off. It was great. We had a great judge in here. Fantastic ladies, great competitors. You couldn't really ask for a better setting. Thank you, Madison.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more is, for everybody else, what is dressage?
Well, tongue-in-cheek, it's just where we dress up really nice and fancy prancing around an arena. It's pretty technical. It's based on levels of collection. They judge the gates. It's an Olympic sport, and glad it's here in Madison at Worlds.
I love that. And you also ride warm bloods doing dressage. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I do. I've ridden a couple off-the-track thoroughbreds. Nothing compares to the pure horsepower of my Clydesdales that I have that are both trained in dressage. It's a completely different feeling, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Wouldn't go back to light horses.
And I do believe you have someone you want to thank?
Yes, I would love to thank the Cruikshank family who supported us and sponsored this class. Angelique, you're amazing. We love your story, and this class is for Atlas.
Well, thank you very much, Jessica. And Lisa, what do you have?
Well, I have an arena full of 6-horse hitches. We could not fit every single one back in, but our judges, because we are part of the North American 6-horse hitch Classic Series, will be calculating the scores to place each and every horse and hitch that was here in the arena. So we're waiting on our official words before we crown our champion. But Amanda, I think you have some other interesting facts about our world show.
Yes, Jessica, you came all the way from Oregon, right?
Yep, we came from just outside of Portland, Oregon. It's over 2,000 miles. We spread it out over 5 days. It was about 8 hours or more per day in the trailer, so my ponies are a little tired when they got here.
That is incredible. How do you travel with them and stay every night?
We just pull up in a hotel, a couple horse hotels, stay at some fairgrounds. You make it as best as you can. They were great travelers, and so that really helped. The Clydesdale breed is such great temperament that they handled it like champions.
And I do believe you were the one that said that Clydesdales are not one-dimensional. You also were here for jumping?
Yes, my 4-year-old stallion, Tower of Eutheo, competed in the Hunter Over Fences class. We placed 5th. We won the adult English class out of 41 riders, and then my older gelding placed 1st in the trail course.
That's absolutely incredible. And how did you train? You trained them, right?
Yes, I trained them. I broke both my horses under saddle, put relatively all of their training on them, so it's been quite the experience.
Are we back?
Oh, man.
Academy Award.
It's
How about now?
It's me. It's me, too.
Maybe not.
And I'll turn it back to you. Well, this is awkward.
You don't have any sound? No.
Testing 1, 2. Testing. Testing 1, 2. Well, that was awkward, Amanda. I hope yours has come back on. We had a little technical difficulty there. How about you?
How about now? Perfect. I promise I won't sing karaoke. My mom would be pretty embarrassed. So I'm glad we had our mic is now working. But let's break the silence. How are these 6-horse hitches doing out here? Can we give a hand together?
They say that they are getting close to tabulating their scores. Once again, tonight our performance is sponsored by Neogen and Parnell Ranches of Sandpoint, Idaho. Our title sponsor, Chesapeake Petroleum, Victoria McCullough. We appreciate her support. Our World Show proudly presented by the Clydesdale Breeders of the USA. Technology is funny. I have people in Missouri and Texas texting me saying, you went offline. So we are being watched all across the world. It was those darn Texans. Testing 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Well, I'm going to be very quiet until it's time to announce these winners. I don't want to jinx anybody or take any more power away that we might need. So we're going to have those results for you in just a moment. If you think this is an amazing class, ladies and gentlemen, just wait till you see what's coming in next. Our barrel racing finals. If you've never had a chance to see a 2,000-pound horse scared of an empty 55-gallon barrel, you're going to see it tonight. We are going to have our finals here in the arena. Then the World Clydesdale Show Wagon Giveaway, sponsored by Irish Thunder Clydesdales, J.W. Shutt, and Greenwood Farms will happen. Yet tonight, the registered mare 4-horse Hitch The Budweiser Clydesdales in all of their glory will be coming into the arena, and then our open unicorn class.
Wow, that would have been nice to know.
So does your sheet show you that we're going to Budweiser and then barrels, right? What's that? No, your sheet. This sheet. This is trail.
Seriously, I'm going to have to start telling a joke or stories. While we have you in the arena, I know a lot of us that are in the snow country like to go south for the winter. If you happen to be in Florida in the month of February, there will now be 3 draft horse shows that will welcome you to come be a spectator or an exhibitor. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of February in Ocala, Florida, it will be the Grandview Classic Show. We'll also have a show in Wellington, Florida, as well as Tampa, Florida. So if you enjoy going to the South for the winter, make sure to stay tuned. You will see advertisements on our Clydesdale Breeders page, advertising those 3 shows in Florida in February. You will also see the commercials to our shows in Florida when you watch RFD TV's Gentle Giants. We have Pam Minnick joining us from RFD's Gentle. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. All right, we did not get all of our hitches back into the arena, but we are going to start in our 21st position. So we are going to read them off, and not all of these hitches are going to be in the arena, but we do want to acknowledge them and their efforts of being a part of our show. In 21st place today was entry 783, Double Shoe Farms. In 20th place, Entry number 275, that is the entry of Sutler Post, the Mast family. 19th place is going to 621, TF Clydesdales. 18th is going to entry number 303. That is the entry of the Hastings family. 17th position to number 340. That is the entry of South Creek, the Myers family. In 16th position, number 618, Stillbrook Clydesdales. In 5th place, entry number 824. That is the McGibbons entry. In 14th position today, entry number 609. That is the entry of the Stahlheim family. And I believe Andrew did make it back in here. And so did McGibbons. So where's our ring steward? Are we just going to leave them in here until we can get everybody in the lineup? All right. So we are now going to go to 13th position. In 13th today, entry number 868. That is the McLaughlin Clydesdales. Ray, if you tip your hat out there, congratulations. In 12th place, entry number 624, Brookside Clydesdales with Dustin Brooks. In 11th place, number 939, the entry of Grandview Clydesdales with Mr. Shannon Cobbs. And our top 10, ladies and gentlemen, in 10th place, entry number 753, the McEwen family with Trevor exhibiting. In 9th place, entry number 240, that is the entry of Glenview Clydesdales, the Perkins family. 8th place, going to entry number 203, that is the entry of Hunting Creek Clydesdales. 7th place today to number 931, the entry of the Bain Brothers Crushing Trance. In 6th place, entry number 791, Rusting Spirit Clydesdales, Rusting Spirit Stables. In 5th place, entry number 885, the entry of the Burger Barn. In 4th place, number 794, that is the entry of the Carson Farms entry. All right, we are going to open the gates. If you are on the rail, you are excused at this time. We're going to build the anticipation, ladies and gentlemen. So those hitches on the rail, or if you have been called out, you need to circle around, and we are going to be dismissing those horses on the rail, or if you have been called out. So I believe, Dustin, you will be the first one over there. The gate is open. Brookside, if you would make your way out. Mr. Stahlheim. Mr. Darren Brooks. Logan next. Shannon is going to make his way around with our Grandview Clydesdales. All right, Shannon, if you want to make your way out, and then we'll get Eric and Trevor. See, good thing we're all one big family. We just talk by first names here. Let's very organized out there. Eric will come out next with Rusting Spirit. Trevor is next with the McEwen entry. Clark will be coming out next with the Burger Barn entry. Burger Barn was our 5th place award. Mr. Clark Gregg doing the driving from Six Nations, Ontario, owned by the Hill family. Mr. Doug McGibbons making his way out next. Carlisle Clydesdales. And we're going to have Junior Klein with the Glenview Clydesdales next. Ray McLaughlin with the McLaughlin Clydesdales. Our 4th place award, whoops, I'm sorry, we're making some adjustments there. We're going to get Chip out as well. Chip doing the driving for Hunting Creek. And Jason, could you come over to the announcer's booth, please, Jason? Mr. Chip Lawrence making his way out with the Hunting Creek Farm. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our top 4 hitches left in the arena. In 4th place today, number 794, the entry of Carson Farms of Listowel, Ontario, Canada. Mr. James Kempfer doing the driving, Margot, his assistant. In 3rd place today, entry number 231. That is the entry of Brand AAA. Ladies and gentlemen, this hitch is comprised of the Clydesdale mares. Those girls held their own tonight and coming out with an overall 3rd place finish. Mr. Pat Stokes doing the driving. Pat and Abby coming around for their awards. Well, it looks like we're having a little deja vu in the arena. Both of these 6-horse hitches ending at the top of their game at last night's competition, now finding themselves once again going head-to-head. At this time, we are welcoming Mr. David Anderson into the arena. David, the owner of Anderson Farms. His manager, Mr. Robert Detweiler, with him. And ladies and gentlemen, they are going to be crowning your reserve and your world champions. Today, your reserve world champion is entry number 168, Express Ranches of Yukon, Oklahoma. Mr. Josh Mitchell doing the driving. This entry owned by Mr. Bob Funk. They are the equine ambassadors for Express Employment Professionals from Yukon, Oklahoma. Congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, your overall Supreme 6-horse hitch today is going to the entry of High Point Clydesdales of College Ward, Utah, That is the entry owned by the Fielding family. Brett and Annette Fielding, Mr. Freeman Yoder doing the driving, and they, ladies and gentlemen, are your world champions.
Give Jason another.
We are going to bring the crew from the High Point Farms out into the arena as they celebrate back-to-back wins in our 6-horse hitch. Last night they were the gelding champions. Today they are the supreme champions. We are bringing them out. I know a vital part of this crew is missing, and that would be Annette's parents. Due to some health issues, her parents are not able to be here. So I know that Annette has followed through with her dream of owning Clydesdales and now being crowned your supreme 6-horse hitch at the World Show. Would dedicate this class to her parents who can't be here tonight. We're wishing them all the best. But ladies and gentlemen, our class sponsor, David Anderson and Robert Detweiler, along with the crew from the High Point Clydesdales in the arena. They traveled a long way to be a part of our show. And as I said last night, they are somewhat of the Cinderella story. They are new to our hitching industry. Just about 8 years ago, they bought their first Clydesdales and continued to build up from a team to a 4 to a 6. And tonight they are going to reign as your world champions. They traveled again from the state of Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City. And today, our queens, Hannah and Kaylee, presenting them along with our sponsors, David Anderson and Robert Detweiler, the award for your champion overall 6-horse hitch. How many can fit in the back of that wagon? Well, we're going to find out. Our queens, Kaylee and Hannah, jumping on. I think 6 tons of horsepower can hold them. Ladies and gentlemen, the High Point Clydesdales, your world champion, supreme 6-horse hitch. Mr. Freeman Yoder putting those horses through their paces as they open the gates and make their way down the blue ribbon path. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations once again, your supreme 6-horse hitch champions.